Just as a group of individuals will be able to make more progress when they are able to work together, someone will also be able to make more progress when they are able to work with themselves. Of course, unlike a group of people, they are one person, but they will be made of many different parts. As a result of this, from the outside, they will be one person, and on the inside, they will be a group of people. A group of people can then be seen as an externalization of what it is like inside them. Now, although the ideal will be for them to generally work with themselves, it doesn't mean that this will typically take place. There could be a number of parts inside them that are not on their side. In fact, it might be accurate to say that these parts are there to do what they can to undermine them. Thanks to this, their life is going to be far harder than it needs to be, and they could live a miserable existence. If what is going on inside them was to be externalized, it would probably relate to them being in an abusive relationship. Another person could then verbally put them down and physically harm them. It could go even further though, with them having a number of people in their life who are like this, more or less in every environment. So at work, at home, or with a friend, they will be getting pushed down. And as this is what is taking place inside them, there is a strong chance that this is what is taking place in their life, or something that is very similar. What is taking place inside them is then going to be reflected back by their external world. However, if they have experienced life in this way for as long as they can remember, they could believe that this is just how life is. It is then not going to occur to them that what is taking place externally is an effect of what is taking place internally. It is then not that this is how life is, or that they deserve to be punished. It is just that their external world mirrors back what is going on for them. The trouble is that even if they were told that their life doesn't have to be this way, a big part of them could believe that they don't deserve to experience life in any other way. Thus, in addition to the hell that they are likely to experience externally, there will be the hell that they are experiencing internally. What can be normal is for them to feel worthless, deeply ashamed, guilty, and helpless, and have moments when they just want to die. Additionally, they can have an inner voice that often lays into them, saying things to make them feel as though they are nothing and don't deserve to exist. Consequently, they are likely to spend a lot of time in a very deep hole. Getting out of bed each day could be a struggle too, and they won't need anyone out there to say anything bad to them, as they are already likely to be worn down. Their life is then going to be more like a curse than a blessing. What is clear is that they need support. The challenge is that due to how they feel about themselves, this could be the last thing on their mind. They could feel so ashamed of their needs and themselves that reaching out for support is not seen as an option. If they were able to step back and reflect on their life, they could wonder why they are this way. It could be clear that they are not going to be able to live a life that is worth living, as long as they are their own worst enemy. If they have been this way for as long as they can remember, it could show that their early years were brutal. This may have been a time when they were abused in a number of different ways and were deprived of the love that they needed to grow and develop in the right way. At this stage of their life, they would have been egocentric, which would have caused them to personalize what took place. They would then have come to believe that they were treated badly and as though they were nothing, because there was something inherently wrong with them, were unlovable, and didn't deserve to exist. The hate that was directed towards them would then have been internalized, with them hating themselves. Their being is then going to be saturated with many parts that are full of self-hate and shame, and these parts are going to be what are undermining them. Most likely one or both of their parents was also treated in this way during their formative years. But as they were unable to become aware of what happened or deal with any of their wounds, for whatever reason, they ended up passing on what was done to them. How they were treated was then not personal. It was not a reflection of their worth, how lovable they are, or how deserving they are of being here. The truth is that they have inherent value, are lovable, and deserve to be here. With this in mind, if you can see that you are your own worst enemy, and that you feel worthless, unlovable, and that you don't deserve to exist, and through feeling this way, through seeing yourself in this way, you also have relationships, or at least one relationship, that is abusive or at the very least dysfunctional, then this may be due to what took place during your formative years, or this being a time when you were brought up by at least one parent who was unable to truly be there for you and to love you because they were not loved, most likely during their formative years, and they then ended up treating you as they were treated. And as I've said, because you would have been egocentric, you would have taken everything to heart, and it would have gone straight in. And that's why you will see yourself in this way. And therefore that also means that this doesn't reflect the truth of who you are, because the truth is that you deserve to be here, you have inherent value, and you are lovable. But most likely, in order for you to realize this and for it not just to be an idea that you perhaps use to repress how you really feel, you are likely to have emotional wounds to work through and unmet developmental needs to express. So if you're not being assisted already, please reach out for the assistance that you need to gradually transform your life, because you don't deserve to suffer. What you experienced very early on wasn't your fault, but now that you are an adult, you can change your life. So please don't suffer in silence, and do what you need to do to gradually change your life. If you'd like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.